It's safe to say that it's been a bit of a chaotic year, and I'm sure many of the New Year's resolutions you lot set 12 months ago suffered greatly amidst the absolute carnage that was 2020. I understand. Believe me, I understand. Resolutions are always made with the best of intentions, illustrating our hopes for positive change and good fortune. But then, at the end of the year, we find ourselves reflecting on how they got pushed aside along the way. There could be any number of reasons for this, and some might even argue that pastimes such as video games distract us from focusing on our New Year's resolutions. The truth might be a bit different, however, and we reckon that games can actually inspire us to commit to positive changes in our hectic lives. In fact, I've got a spare few minutes, so allow me to prove it. I'm Peter from TripleJump, and here are 10 New Year's resolutions inspired by video games. Number 10. Get in shape. This New Year's resolution returns year after year, with many of us wanting to be a bit happier when we look in the mirror. Easier said than done, of course, but improving our physical health is never a bad idea. As you well know, the TripleJump team is chock full of swole boys and girls, but spending countless hours at the gym to achieve this kind of mount your friends level of muscular magnitude isn't for everyone. Oh, and when I say mount your friends, I obviously mean the video game, not the other thing. Social distancing and all that. Shedding a couple of extra pounds, getting fitter and healthier, and generally enjoying the feel-good buzz of physical exercise are surefire ways to introduce positivity into our daily lives. Accessible games such as Ring Fit and Beat Saber, as well as the classics like Wii Fit, are excellent ways to introduce fun workouts into your daily routine. You don't need kale smoothies or bros to lift with, you just need a little time and a willingness to look silly in your own living room. This is the world's most common resolution, and these games prove that it's not only achievable, but you can also have a great time while doing it. Nice. Number 9. Get organised. Clutter and mess have been proven to aggravate feelings of anxiety, so putting off that spring cleaning may not be the best thing for your mood and mental well-being. These types of tasks often seem daunting and time-consuming, but there's nothing quite like the relief of finally having an organised and clutter-free space. You might think you'd rather spend the time doing fun things like online shopping or getting it on with your significant other, but have you ever actually tried organising your sock drawer? Honestly, the world's very best dopamine release. We've all been halfway through a session of Minecraft, Stardew Valley, or Raft, and suddenly realised that things are getting out of hand. Like, literally, you can't carry all your junk anymore. You've got piles of wood here, there, and everywhere, random vegetables mixed up in chests full of I know this will be useful at some point items. Basically, things become unmanageable and quite stressful. However, just like in real life, creating a few organised systems and storage areas makes things go so much easier. You don't need to go full Marie Kondo, but taking the time to set things straight can make everything run a lot more smoothly. So, as Susan B. Anthony once said, organise. She was referring to something far more significant than how you store your pants, but she did still say it all the same. Number 8. Embrace your creativity. Creativity is good for the soul. It's inspiring, freeing, and nourishing, and we all deserve a little bit of it in our lives. Thankfully, some video games set aside the competitive aspects or grueling difficulty to instead provide a space to let the right sides of our brains run free. These games enable countless avenues for creative expression, allowing users to flex their craziest ideas or simply calm their minds with some pleasant, stress-free sandbox modes. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the enrichment of the creative process. It doesn't have to be perfect, nor does it have to be hailed as the next wonder of the world. It simply needs to be yours, because that is the most important thing. And creativity doesn't have to be a solo experience either. You may enjoy popping on a podcast and creating something amazing from your own artistic vision, but there are also groups of like-minded individuals who team up to produce phenomenal works of art in the likes of Minecraft and Dreams. So hey, get creative. Or just use the tools at your disposal to create a massive Wilson, if you like. We all need to start somewhere, eh? Number 7. Donate to charity. As our live stream fundraisers have shown, the TripleJump community is a real charitable bunch. Honestly, you guys rock. Nothing elicits a warm and fuzzy feeling inside quite like getting together and putting a greater cause before ourselves. And any form of donation, whether it be time or money, can be incredibly beneficial to those in need. And although altruism is seen as a selfless act, it sure has a lot of psychological bonuses that come with it. Feelings of self-worth and positivity. Games such as Fable, Hollow Knight, and A Link to the Past may represent this in a more tangible way by rewarding the player with morality points or weapons, but they also represent how enriching the sheer act of donating can really be. It's a win-win scenario. Important causes receive valuable support, and the supporters themselves feel good about it. What's not to love? Seriously, what's not to love? Answer me! Maybe the new year could inspire you to make a donation to a charity close to your heart, or perhaps you could donate some of your spare time as a volunteer. Thanks to your boundless generosity, we've been able to support some great causes this year, and if you're interested in checking those ones out, we've included some handy links down below. Number 6. Stick to a schedule. It's difficult being a high school student, especially when you've got to deal with exams, socialising, staying fit, arguing with your talking cat, entering another dimension to battle demons and manifestations of evil. God, it's like 2020 all over again. Okay, so maybe the Persona series isn't 100% representative of our daily schedules, but it certainly emphasises one key principle: balance. Spending too much time studying in these games will leave you with little time to level up your stats in other areas. Too much time chilling with your friends will leave you unprepared for the upcoming challenges, and too much level grinding will result in poor exam results when you go back to school. The lesson here is that anything in excess can be toxic. Everything in moderation, even broccoli. Basically, it's important to garner some level of healthy balance in your lifestyle, and we're not just talking about the game now. Don't work yourself to death, but don't slack off and lose sight of your motivation either. Maybe draft up some timetables or plans to help you visualize your upcoming tasks. Personally, I can't thank Persona 5 enough for emphasising the importance of study sessions, dungeon crawling, and most importantly, getting hot and steamy with my bros in the local bathhouse. Number 5. Stay in touch with family and friends. When you're not too busy rigging up Saw-like traps for your hapless Sims, you might have noticed that they've actually got a few base requirements for living a happy and stable life. Naturally, your Sim needs food to stay alive, and things such as good hygiene contribute to their health and sanity. But is that social stat really that important to their survival? Actually, yes. Social needs encourage the player to allow their characters to chat with other neighbours, and if left unchecked, the Sim in question will be forced to speak to themselves or even household objects. Basically, a lack of social interaction starts to take its toll on the Sim's well-being. In reality, we can compare this to the maintenance of healthy relationships with family and friends. Even though it may seem less important than other priorities, a low IRL social stat can have dire effects on one's well-being. Make time to socialise, everyone, even just a little bit. Try reaching out to your close friends or family, however daunting it may be. You don't have to be a social butterfly or extrovert, but a little bit of human interaction goes a very long way. But just so you know, talking in Simlish is not advised. Number 4. Do more of what you love. While playing Oxygen Not Included, you'll probably spend most of your time scrambling for resources and trying to keep the poop out of the good water supply. But one way of maximising your frantic efforts is to adhere to your duplicant's preferences. Those goofy-looking dudes actually have aspirations and will perform better when given tasks that align with what they enjoy most. Their interests are useful for morale and also result in cheaper skills, thereby allowing them to learn new attributes faster. See what we're getting at? Doing what you love can improve your mental well-being and leave you more inspired and receptive to learning more. We might not all work a job that we love, but it's important to spend time doing what makes you feel good whenever you can. This entry admittedly borrows a little bit from our previous discussions of creativity and scheduling. Take some time to explore your passions. Write, draw, sing, cook, run, dance, play video games, read, walk your dog. Indulge your interests and spend some time feeling happy and fulfilled. You deserve it. No punchline here, you really do just deserve it. Number 3. Be kind. While angry Facebook posts still screech about video game related violence, there are so many amazing titles out there that buck the trend of conflict-centric storytelling. Undertale lets the player challenge the classic video game logic of fight first, ask questions later, and offers us the choice to walk the pacifist route. In story-heavy, companion-focused games such as Dragon Age and Mass Effect, your teammates can conduct themselves more effectively and even support you in cutscenes if you've taken the time to be kind and help them out in their personal matters. In the crazy year of 2020, it's easy to feel frustrated and irritable, particularly if you're stuck in the house with family members who feel equally annoyed and cranky. So we could all use a little bit more kindness, to be honest. Small acts of generosity go a very long way. And we're not just talking about being kind to others here. It's equally important to be kind to yourself. Compassion, sympathy, understanding, and supportiveness are priceless, especially during times of chaos and uncertainty. We may not know what the next year holds, but perhaps the likes of Undertale can inspire us to move forward with a little more hope and kindness in our hearts. And to make friends with skeletons. It's really about time I got around to doing that. That's my resolution for 2021. Number 2. Change things up. If your life is feeling a bit stale, you might need to take Borderlands advice and respec your skills. Even after hundreds of hours of gameplay, Borderlands players always have the option to change up their skill set. They can even start afresh, either by respecing or starting a New Game Plus playthrough. Of course, it's not as if we can easily just New Game Plus our lives without access to Hyperion's respawn machine, but we can still change things up in a different way. It's all about trying a new path in life. Change, although scary, can be rather refreshing and can shake up old habits and negative tendencies. Hell, even witches like to change up their skill trees now and then. Keep in mind though that it doesn't have to be anything big, of course. You don't have to emigrate, become a nomad, and you don't even have to update your cringy email address that you made when you were 12. I'm keeping linkinparklad420@aol.com, and that is final. And number 1, never give up. Life isn't easy, that's a given. There are innumerable obstacles and opposing forces that either get in your way or actively keep knocking you down. But it's important to never give up. Persevere, adapt, and overcome. There are so many amazing video games out there that encourage us to keep on trucking. Whether you're facing down Seath the Scaleless in Dark Souls or a simple rock in Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, you've got something to overcome. Admittedly, when it comes to the thought behind goal setting, never give up is not the best wording when it comes to a New Year's resolution, so maybe treat it more like a New Year's motto. Obstacles are in your way, but with perseverance and determination, you can conquer anything. Learn from your mistakes, push onwards, and reach greater heights than you ever thought possible. Swing the Yosemite hammer skywards, jump back on Pogo Stuck's pogo stick, and rise again from Dark Souls bonfire. Never give up. That's an order, soldier. And that's our list. It turns out that video games can actually help us to power through those pesky New Year's resolutions after all. But what are your goals for the new year? Let us know in the comments section below, and maybe you'll inspire someone else as well. You can follow myself and TripleJump on Twitter here, and if you want to support the things you enjoy, why not check out the rewards on our Patreon. Finally, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I've been Peter from TripleJump, thanks for watching, and have a very happy new year.